You're scrolling through your phone, sipping coffee, while across the globe, warships move into position, missiles are being armed, satellites are watching, and the world inches closer to eruption. But which countries would vanish first if the unthinkable happens? Which cities would become fireballs before the world even knew what hit them? Some of these nations are right on the front lines, others hosting foreign troops with bull's eyes painted on every base. If you live in one of these places, you're living in a countdown. This isn't fiction. This is strategy, geography, and terrifying reality. Let's uncover the first 10 targets. Number 10. Poland. It would only take minutes, not hours, for this country to be engulfed in flames if global war breaks out. From the outside, Poland looks like a peaceful Central European nation, but behind the scenes, it's sitting on a geopolitical fault line. American and NATO troops are already stationed here, with air bases armed and ready. But guess what? That makes it one of the first places any adversary would want to strike. With over 36 million people and a gross domestic product, GDP, of $89 billion, this nation has a lot to lose, and quickly. It borders Russia's Kaliningrad region, one of the most militarized zones in Europe. You might be thinking, doesn't alliance mean protection? But in a first strike scenario, alliance also means target. If World War III starts in Europe, this is the country that would feel the fire first, and that should make you pause. Number 9. Ukraine. The war headlines are already familiar, but they only scratch the surface. Ukraine isn't just a battlefield. It's ground zero for what could explode into something much, much worse. More than 37 million people live here, and many are just miles away from hostile firepower. With a GDP of $178 billion, it's not an economic giant, but its geography is priceless and deadly. Strategically positioned between powerful alliances and adversaries, this nation is already laced with tension. In total war, it would be obliterated early to deny access to any side. Remember, the first to fall aren't always the weakest, they're often the most important. Before we move forward, make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We're diving deep into the world's riskiest flashpoints, and your support helps us keep bringing you truth that's often left in the shadows. Number 8. Lithuania. You might think a small country means small problems in a world war, but that's exactly what makes it more vulnerable. Lithuania, this tiny nation, may not dominate headlines, but to military experts, it's one of the most dangerous powder kegs on the planet. Why? It controls a strategic sliver of land that could fracture NATO's defense in an instant. The Suwałki Gap, just 60 miles wide. Imagine this. War breaks out in Europe. The first move isn't tanks rolling into Paris. It's a lightning strike right here to cut off the Baltic states from the rest of NATO. Without warning, 2.8 million people could be trapped behind enemy lines with no time to run. This isn't just theory, it's written in countless war games, and almost every time, this country is among the first to fall. Its GDP is just under $88 billion, making it an economic lightweight, but that's exactly the issue. There's not enough military infrastructure to survive a full-scale attack, no deep fallback zones, no buffer regions. If missiles fly, they'll land here within minutes. Here's the part that most people overlook. Lithuania is part of the European Union and NATO. That means if it's attacked, almost the entire Western alliance is forced to respond. One strike here could drag the world into chaos overnight. So ask yourself, why isn't more attention being paid to this tiny flashpoint? Or maybe the better question is, who's hoping it stays ignored? Number 7. Taiwan. Every headline sounds the same. Tensions rising, ships spotted, threats made. But behind the news ticker lies a terrifying reality. This country could be gone in the opening minutes of a world war. Taiwan isn't just some island off the coast of Asia. It's the centerpiece of the Pacific puzzle. If global conflict erupts, Taiwan would almost certainly be one of the first to burn. Why? Because it stands directly between two titans. Its location is everything, its technology is everything, and its destruction could trigger a chain reaction that reaches every corner of the globe. With a population of 23 million, Taiwan is home to some of the most advanced microchip factories in the world. Lose it, and you don't just lose a country, you global supply chains. Your phone, your car, your defense systems, everything would grind to a halt. Its GDP hovers around $751 billion, and it punches well above its weight economically. But all that prosperity comes with a catch. It's a magnet, a target. Number 6. South Korea. It's one of the most advanced, modern, and fast-paced nations in the world, yet it's living on borrowed time. South Korea. Every single day, over 51 million people wake up in a country that could be reduced to rubble before the sun sets. Sounds extreme? Then you haven't looked at a map lately. Just 35 miles north of its capital, Seoul, lies a heavily armed border lined with thousands of artillery pieces aimed directly at civilian targets. In a sudden conflict, experts estimate over 10,000 shells could hit the capital in the first hour, and that's before missiles get involved. Its economy is no small player either. South Korea has a GDP of nearly $1.7 trillion, ranking among the world's top 15. But that prosperity sits within easy reach of danger. Its ports, factories, and power stations are exposed, and attackers know exactly where to strike. Number 5. Japan. It's known for bullet trains, cherry blossoms, and cutting-edge innovation. But what most people don't realize is this. Japan is a sitting target in the next Great War. Geographically surrounded by volatile players, Japan is located right between some of the most militarized zones in the Pacific. While it hasn't been in a full-scale war since the 1940s, it's now bracing for something unthinkable, a direct hit. With a population of over 125 million people and a GDP exceeding $4.4 trillion, Japan is one of the most powerful economies on the planet. But guess what? Its prosperity makes it vulnerable. Japan is home to dozens of United States military bases, including strategic airfields and naval ports. While that provides protection, it also makes the country a giant flashing target. If war erupts in the Pacific, adversaries would likely attempt to neutralize these bases immediately, meaning cities like Okinawa, Yokosuka, and even Tokyo could be struck in the opening minutes. You might think its missile defenses and alliances will shield it, but in a full-scale global war, timing is everything, and Japan's defense systems might not react fast enough to stop an overwhelming, multi-pronged strike. This is a nation that rebuilt from nuclear devastation once, but the next time, there might not be a chance to rebuild at all. Before we go any further, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now. We're diving into some of the world's most dangerous flashpoints with stories the mainstream often ignores. Your support helps us keep delivering these in-depth, eye-opening reports week after week. Number 4. Israel. It's one of the most heavily defended countries on Earth, but that's also why it could be one of the first to fall. Israel, this tiny sliver of land, has faced wars, missiles, and threats for decades. But World War III? That's a whole different battlefield, and experts agree that if the next global conflict erupts in the Middle East, this nation could be overwhelmed in minutes. Why? Because Israel isn't just a country, it's a trigger zone. Surrounded on nearly all sides by hostile powers, it's in the crosshairs of rival alliances and militant factions. But guess what? That constant tension has forced Israel to build one of the most advanced defense systems in the world, including the famous Iron Dome. Impressive, yes, but not impenetrable. Israel is home to over 9 million people, packed into a territory smaller than the state of New Jersey. With a GDP of nearly $500 billion, it punches far above its weight economically and technologically. But in a full-scale world war, size and technology can only delay devastation, not prevent it. Number 3. Germany. It's one of the most stable countries in Europe, but under the surface, it's also one of the most exposed. Germany, with a strategic location at the heart of NATO, this country isn't just a player, it's a command center. In a global war, command centers don't stay untouched, they get hit first. Germany is home to over 84 million people, and with a GDP exceeding $4.5 trillion, it anchors Europe's economy. But guess what? That economic power depends on fragile systems, energy imports, digital infrastructure, and open trade corridors that could collapse overnight. Now, think about this. Germany also hosts several major United States military installations, including Ramstein Air Base, which is crucial for American operations across Europe and beyond. In any large-scale conflict, that base becomes a top target. Take it out, and the Western alliance takes a massive blow. While Germany has modernized its defenses, it's still rebuilding from years of underinvestment in its military. Number 2. United Kingdom. It ruled over a quarter of the world at its peak, but now its very survival could be decided in just a few hours. The United Kingdom. You may think of it as distant, protected by the sea, and firmly insulated from the chaos of mainland Europe. But in today's warfare, oceans don't matter, and the United Kingdom is far from safe. Let's start with this. Britain isn't just a major US ally, it's a launchpad. Its bases, ports, and radar systems are deeply embedded into NATO's global defense network. That makes it a primary strategic target. Guess what? The first missiles wouldn't wait for Parliament to react. They'd be heading straight for military command centers like RAF Fylingdales and Corsham, which feed intelligence directly to the United States. With a population of over 67 million people and a GDP of nearly $3.3 trillion, the United Kingdom stands as a central player in global finance, defense, and intelligence. But that also means one thing: it cannot be ignored in a global war. London alone houses some of the world's most critical financial infrastructure, and if that network is disrupted, ripple effects could collapse economies worldwide. That's not speculation. British intelligence services have already issued warnings about coordinated cyber attacks being the first wave of any full-scale conflict. Number 1. Italy. It's known for its food, its fashion, and its timeless ruins, but none of that will matter if the war drums truly start beating. Italy. When people think of global conflict, Italy isn't usually at the top of the list, but that's exactly what makes it so dangerously exposed. Because when the world is busy watching borders in Asia and Eastern Europe, Italy might be the first to fall through the cracks. Here's what most people forget. Italy has some of the largest U.S. military installations in Europe. Bases like Aviano Air Base and Naval Support Activity Naples are critical staging grounds for operations in the Mediterranean and beyond. That makes them not just valuable but vulnerable. If a global conflict begins, adversaries will want those bases gone fast. With over 58 million people and a GDP of nearly $2 trillion, Italy is a major European power, but its defense readiness tells a different story. The country has struggled with underfunding, aging equipment, and political divisions over military policy. That combination creates a dangerous blind spot. What you just saw isn't theory, it's the reality no one wants to talk about. Some of the world's most advanced nations could be reduced to ruins in minutes if global war erupts. The scariest part? It won't come with a warning. Missiles don't knock, cyber attacks don't blink, and when alliances turn into battle lines, the map we know could change forever. If you found this breakdown eye-opening, don't just scroll away. Hit that subscribe button right now. We're uncovering more danger zones, more shocking truths, and more hidden flashpoints every week. Like this video, share it with someone you care about, and drop a comment below. What country do you think would fall first? Because in a world this unstable, awareness is survival. Stay tuned, stay sharp, and we'll see you in the next one.